everybody, it's Jamie.
Hi, and Gemma.
From Play-Doh and Preschool. We sent a text message out, so I owe you an apology first. We always send a text message out before we go live, and the message was like, we'll be on in 10 minutes, and then
it was my fault.
I'm sorry. We couldn't find what we were looking for. Anyway, I apologize if you received the text message and you've been waiting for us. So. Hello, hey Brianna, hey everybody. Thanks for joining us. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about the beginning of school. The last video that we did, we were talking about the best books to read to our students the first week of school, about how we need to have really interactive books. What else? Short.
Yep.
Movement. Exactly. And that our goal is just to teach the kids sort of how to be on the carpet with us and listen. Today we wanted to address another thing that's really popular the beginning of school, and that's arts and crafts.
Yes. It's probably the biggest subject, I would think, that you have to deal with as a teacher going back to preschool.
So there are a ton of really cute beginning of the school year Pinterest crafts.
Don't go on Pinterest. It's my first. Don't do Pinterest.
And so what can happen, especially if you're a new teacher, is you look for this really awesome beginning of the school pencil craft or a school bus craft that you'd like to do with your students right at the beginning. And what you'll soon find out, and what we found out,
yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work!
And you'll cry, and they will cry. Everyone cries.
You'll do the whole craft yourself and send it home with the kids, which
and
is
then cry.
Sort of not the point. The parents don't really want to put something on their fridge, that you made. So we have 3 suggestions for how to introduce arts and crafts in a very developmentally appropriate way. The thing that you have to remember is there's a chance that the kids have never held a crayon, that they've never picked up a pair of scissors, that they have absolutely no idea what this thing is. A pretty good chance.
They may never have seen it, and the chance that the parents have never given them scissors, because who gives a 3-year-old scissors in their house?
I do.
Well, a lot of people are afraid to do that.
So the thing that you have to remember is to put a craft out where they have to cut, color, glue it together. That's a lot of things. And so as preschool teachers, we have to break it down and really introduce each one of those individual skills separately. So we were going to give you 3 ideas for how to do that. The first one, we didn't even print. I put a link in the video description. But the first day of school is really all about just getting into the routine. And so we just put out a little paper that says, I colored this on the first day of school with crayons.
It's probably they're going to do a drive-by color.
Scribble, scribble, done.
They walk past, they color it, they draw a line, and they say it's done.
But that's all we do for arts and crafts the first day, is just a coloring. We put the date on it, and then we usually keep it for their portfolios so we can say, look, you did this on the very first day of preschool.
And if they can tell you what it is, then go ahead and write down exactly what they've said, because that's cute too. So it's not just a line on a piece of paper. If they know what they think their line is, then you should write that.
Good idea, thanks. Sometimes they're like,
I don't know, or we just don't write anything.
One of the next things that we like to teach our students is how to use a glue stick. This is so hard.
It's so hard. It's so much harder than you think it's going to be.
So here are 2 of our favorite ways for teaching kids how to use a glue stick. The first way is a little project that we like to call Preschool Picassos. And the finished product looks something like this.
That's pretty impressive.
Pretty nice. I thought it was mine.
That's good, well done.
Thanks. Here's some kid ones. Kid ones. This is definitely a kid one. Look at all that extra glue. And what this is we have just pre-cut some strips of paper. Look, we even put it in a little envelope called Preschool Picassos. Some strips of paper and some circles. I'm gonna make a total mess getting these out.
Yes, she is.
And we just put out baskets of circles and pre-cut strips of paper. The only process that we're asking them to do for this project is glue. And so we really have to be very explicit in teaching our kids, our preschoolers, how to use that glue stick. So we tried to set up the camera so that you can see. So we'll give them a piece of paper or cardstock or whatever.
Am I doing this?
Sure.
Okay.
How about if we demonstrate?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna teach Gemma
Thank you.
how to use a glue stick. So first I'm gonna model it. Or is that okay? So this is how we use a glue stick. Touch this part. Oh, what does it feel like?
Sticky.
It's sticky.
And then I wipe it on my friend's face.
Great. And so when we use a glue stick, we put the sticky part all over the shape like that. Sticky, 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 sticky. And then we have to put the glue stick down, and you have to teach them that. Pick up the shape with the sticky part on it, let them touch it, and then push the shape down, sticky part down. You do not have to put glue on top of the shape. Now it's your turn to try. You're gonna put some sticky glue on the shape.
Okay, oh no.
Oh, gosh.
My
I'm not sure I'm ready for September.
My glue stick has run out. I don't know what to
Okay,
do.
so you're gonna have to learn, but you're
See,
gonna have
this
to
is
twist
tricky.
the bottom of the
Twist
glue
it.
stick.
Sometimes their little fingers
Just a
might not
little
be strong
bit.
enough.
Not all the way. All right, we're gonna put a
Some
little
kids will
glue.
wind it up all the way, and
Great.
they have fun with that.
So you're gonna put a little bit of glue after you've modeled it. Let them try it themselves. And then what are you gonna do after you put the glue on the shape?
Put my glue
Set
stick
your
down.
glue stick down, and then what?
Got my shape.
And which part is sticky?
Part
And are you gonna put the sticky part down or up?
down.
Down, yes! And they're just going to practice using the glue stick. Every time I post a photo of this project, we get comments from people who say, that's nice, but it would be better if the kids cut out the shapes.
That's not the point.
It's not the point for us at the beginning of the year.
Maybe if you do this project at the end of the year, you could have them cut the shapes out.
But you'll need a different project where the only process is glue.
Only glue.
Only glue.
We're only teaching them the glue.
Now, one lesson on how to use a glue stick is not going to solve all the problems.
Because the kids are still going to do, they're still going to, where are all the shapes gone? Did you put them all back? Wow, shapes coming out.
I mean, there's some on the floor.
There's going to be the kids who are going to hold it up in the air.
Or they put it down
And then
like
they're going to put it down this way with the sticky
part
up,
up,
and then they don't
put more
understand
glue all
what
over
they're-
it.
So it's going to be repeated over and over and over again. You're going to have to show this
a long time.
100 times.
The thing that we like about this project is they just slap the pieces, like this is a kid one, they just slap the pieces all over the place. And we always ask them, but can we display it? And we'll flip it over and trim the edges so any of the circles, you know, like these circles were hanging off the edge. And it looks really cool, right? So we send this home. This is your glue stick practice. Some of them are more minimalistic than others, but
Some of them just put a circle in the middle and they pile the circles on top of each other.
it's like a
It's
3D
like
art.
a pile of them.
Another way that we like to practice using a glue stick is to give them some shape cutouts. I have this gigantic hole punch. It's from the craft store. You could cut shapes out, or if you have little shapes, it doesn't really matter. This is a leaf, so we like to cut them out on construction paper, or we could reduce, reuse, and recycle and cut them out of magazines. Just leaves, it doesn't really matter because we're just practicing the process.
And we cut them out.
We cut them out ahead of time. See, we still have bags of them from last year. Sometimes I'll use my extra scholastic flyers and we'll just cut them out like that. So I'll just show you. Maybe I'll just show you how that works. Okay, so before the kids get here, we just put the scholastic or the magazine paper or whatever in the hole punch. And it really doesn't even matter. Oh man, what just happened there? If it doesn't, oh, live TV, why? All right, trying again. It doesn't even matter if the leaves are like half cut out. What am I doing wrong?
I don't know. Okay, so these are the ones
Here we go.
made
So
of.
we've got leaves. I can't do anything on live Facebook, honestly. And we have them.
Oh, okay, so I drew this tree just now.
Just to show you.
I'm not an artist by any means.
You could just have like a brown strip of paper already on. If you wanted to do two things, they could color it, and then they just practice.
The point of our project right now is just
Glue.
the glue. So
Just
that's
the
why
glue.
I did it. I did it on blue paper for this one.
To the sky. So again, we're going to talk them through it. We're going to put the glue, it's sticky, on the back of the leaf. We have to put our glue stick down, and then we take the sticky part and
Stick it down.
stick it to the tree, and we talk it through again. Put the glue on the back, put your glue stick down, pick it up,
Stick it down.
stick it down. And they can just make a fall leaf, you know, tree. The leaves, if they're on the Brown is fine, because we always say they fell off the tree in autumn. And you just have to have lots of opportunities for the kids to practice gluing pieces down to a piece of paper. It sounds so simple, but until you've experienced the frustration of having them do multiple steps, like a craft, then
they don't have the attention for that. If you have multiple steps for an art project, they may be finished after the very first step and go on to something else, and then you haven't finished, and then you get frustrated, and so do they.
So try to plan a lot of projects where the only skill involved is glue the piece down on the paper, because they need the practice with using it. And then, oh,
I didn't stick it down.
Uh-oh.
You took my paper away before I could stick it.
Sorry. Another thing that we have to practice with our students before we can do a craft that involves coloring and cutting and gluing is cutting. Now, there are so many videos and tutorials about how to teach our preschoolers to cut, but one of our favorite ways to do it is to give them 1-inch paper strips. So we just use out of our scrap box a bunch of paper strips.
Or you have leftovers from your class.
Or you have leftovers or whatever. And we're just going to practice with the kids. Do you want to use the kid scissors or the adult scissors?
I can use the kid one. You have to teach me how to do it.
We just practice about how you have to hold the paper strip up from the table. Because if they've never used it, they're going to have it down on the table like when they're using glue. And we sing our little song. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. That's the way we cut. Give a little snip.
I do sometimes. I switch
Open,
it up.
shut them, and we just practice with our thumb up. You could draw a little smiley.
Yeah, I say put your thumb to the sky.
Thumb to the sky.
To the stars.
Yep.
Or the sun.
And one of our arts and crafts activities is just making confetti. So they just open, shut. They just make confetti. We talk to them about how you have to move your hand back a little bit, and the kids, they love this. But it's so simple. And I promise, if you have preschoolers, before you can do an entire craft, you need to give them lots of opportunities just to cut.
Sorry, I'm still going to interrupt you. The small piece of paper is important too, because you give them a big piece of paper, they can't.
They haven't learned yet to push it through.
Turn and slide, and then they'll just fringe it.
They're good for one snip. Yeah, so this is important.
These little kid scissors are
the right size.
The right size.
So they're just going to make confetti. And then you might be asking, what could we do with that? We send it home in a Ziploc bag, and we call it so-and-so Little Johnny's
confetti.
Confetti. Preschool confetti from the first week of school.
Mom and Dad.
We just put a little thing on it, and that's their art project. This, a bag of confetti, because that's all we've done is practice.
And they are so proud of
their bag. They love their confetti. If you really wanted to, you could keep it for the next day and then glue it on, and that could be another glue stick practice. You have to give the kids lots of opportunities just to practice one skill at a time. The biggest mistake we can make is to try at the very beginning to ask them to do 3 or 4 skills to make a project, because they're just probably not ready. We'll talk about liquid glue another time. We don't introduce that at the beginning. I like a glue stick.
Stick with your glue stick for a while.
Now here's the reason that we couldn't come on earlier. It's because it's not. But we've been organizing down here, which is why we have like one little corner in the room that we can actually do the video, because the rest of our room still looks like a tornado has come through. I'm not even going to tip the camera to show you. It's really kind of crazy. And we can't find our straws. I
put them in a safe place.
And I remember her saying the other day, I'm going to put these straws in a new place, and we can't find them.
And so I don't know where they
are. Jennifer asked, do we do this in small groups? And the answer is yes. We only have small groups here. I'm afraid we've got pretty small classes, but yes, we definitely pull them. Just a small group with one teacher. So these are not the best straws. These are drinking straws, and the best kind of straws are shake straws because they're thicker and they don't have a bend in them. But after we've practiced cutting with a paper strip, then another day we'll practice cutting straws. And straws are fun because watch what happens when you cut them. Ready? Yeah. Set. Oh, they fly!
And they make a cool sound.
The kids love to cut them. They fly all over. They think it's hysterical.
Lucky we haven't cleaned the room up yet.
Anyway, after they cut the straws, we don't mind them flying because they're tight. You know, they don't hurt anything. After we cut the straws, sometimes we'll give them...
If we have a thick straw.
If we have the thick shake straws, not these little drinking straws, we will give them a pipe cleaner and let them make straw bead bracelets to go home. Do you have any
Or
left?
you can just put, mine flew all over the place. You can put them in a bag too and just take them home as,
your
plastic confetti.
Anyway, we let them, bead probably the second day. So the first day they cut all of the straws, and then the second day, here, I've made you something wonderful.
The good thing about these two is they're really small for little tiny hands to hold, so they don't get frustrated.
That's really nice.
Thank you. I love it. Yeah, it does. Thank you.
And so we always try to plan for the whole first month of school, and we'll share some more with you on the next video about how we introduce watercolors and liquid glue and markers.
Yeah, you do not want to put all those things out the first week of school, even maybe 2 weeks of school.
That's a really good point.
Don't make yourself crazy.
We only put out the art supplies and the writing supplies that we've introduced. So at the very beginning, it's just crayons and paper, and we have that little, I drew this on the first day. And then after we've introduced glue sticks, and we feel like they've had a little bit of practice with it, then we put out glue sticks.
And leave them out.
Yeah, and leave them there for the rest of the year.
Yep.
And then after that,
you put scissors.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more too about how we teach them to carry their scissors and be safe.
Yeah, there's a bit more to that.
But they've practiced cutting. Then we leave the scissors out. The mistake that we made the first year is we had everything out on display the first week of school in 2005.
How'd that work for us?
It was terrible. We cried.
We love the fact that the parents stuck around with us.
And
we're
so
still
patient
friends with
with
them.
us.
They still like us. So we obviously...
We had everything we owned out the first... She's laughing because we still are like feeling the pain of what happens when you put everything out.
Don't do that.
Don't. So right now we only put out the things we've introduced. So in the next video we'll talk about how we introduce watercolors, how we introduce liquid glue, and markers.
Yeah, and there are different types of markers too.
Are you ready for the beginning of school so we can do all of these things?
Yes, I'm ready to use my glue stick. Jamie was a good teacher. She just taught me so well how to use my glue stick. I'm ready to teach them.
You're so kind. We are ready for our students to come back, but we have one more week. So,
which if you could see our room, you'd be really...
You'd be like, you only have a week. Wait, I'll show you. You guys, you can keep a secret, right? Watch this. It's like a, do you see that? There are piles.
And then I have piles of stuff
everywhere.
Jamie, don't touch my stuff. It's sorted out.
We have piles and lists everywhere.
We have lists about our lists.
And then I'm like, I can't find the list. We should make a new list. And the list is like, find the list from yesterday.
And then I found a list that I wrote at the end.
We still have.
It's on the desk. I wrote a list at the end of the.
She was making a list of like things we should do in the summer.
And it has one thing on it.
And what was that one important thing we should do? This cracks me up.
Organize cookie cutters.
Just sort the cookie cutters by their theme. And we've done pretty much everything down here except sort our cookie cutters by their theme. What made you think that was a really important thing to do?
No. It just seemed like it was probably a time when I was using the cookie cutters and I was trying to find something. I was like, why are these not in a theme?
It's going to be on our summer to-do list. We're going to sort out our cookie cutters.
And it was the only thing on them. I was like,
oh my goodness. Anyway. If you are in Texas on the coast, we are thinking about you in Louisiana. You guys stay safe and stay dry this weekend. We will be back next week to share some more tips and tricks for the beginning of the year and for getting your year off to a great start. You have 3 notebooks of lists and can't find any of them. See, Pam,
these might be with my straws.
They might be, and my other list from yesterday.
At least I found my gingerbread stuff.
We do this with 3- and 4-year-old kids. Our 4s, most of them, it's a review. Glue stick and scissors, and we still do an activity with them because you never know.
And it's even if you do the same activity, so if you do it when you're 3 and then you do it when they're 4 at the beginning of the school year,
we do that.
It's different.
We just pick different colors of paper.
Yeah. And
one year we do primary colors.
So the second
the next year they do fall colors.
The next year it's normally more elaborate, and they think more about how they're going to do it, and they have much more of a plan. Whereas the 3-year-old is stuff.
Our youngest kid is 3. Yeah, 3 to 5. They've got 2 years until they start kindergarten here in the U.S. Anyway, hi everybody. Hi, thanks for joining us. Okay, have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you next time. Bye everybody.
Bye.